Hi, I'm Annie. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I post weekly web design tips that are easy to follow along. Today I'll show you how to create this viral design using no code. This design requires absolutely no JavaScript or CSS. In Wix Studio, start with a blank studio canvas. I just add a colored background and start off with some text. This animated web design is created only using PNG images, so I'll start by adding my image of the coffee package. I knew I wanted the beans to come out of the package, so I started to add in the beans, duplicating some images of the beans, arranging the images of the beans in a way I think will look cool. So I open up the layers panel, placing some beans behind the text and some in front of the text, duplicating more beans, and then adding all of them in the same way. And just adjusting till I think I have a cool overall layout. As I said, I knew I wanted the beans to come out of the package, and I thought the easiest way to do that is to have one image with multiple beans like this, looking like they're already spilling out of the package. The idea for the beans is not only to spill out of the package, but also to drop into a coffee filter. That's why I'm arranging them to look like they're coming down to the center. I'm adding a new section here that will hold the coffee machine and the coffee filter. I'm making the sections quite tall, so this one will be 800 pixels tall on desktop view, and adding another on-brand color as the background. I'm placing the images into this section, starting with the coffee filter. It's a cool effect to the design to overlap images like this to the different section. Just remember to hold the mouse in the section you actually want the image to belong to, because otherwise the image will stick to the wrong section and be placed behind the top section, which that's not what we want for this design. I'm adding in the coffee machine and just arranging everything so that I think the coffee filter will look like it would fit into this coffee machine. For this design, the layers really are important because it's very important that the coffee filter drops down behind the coffee machine, appearing like it goes into the machine. So I'm opening up the layers panel and adjusting which image is on top of the other. This coffee cup is actually a GIF. It's not a video, it's a GIF with a transparent background. I'm adjusting it so it looks like it would fit into this coffee machine. And I'm adding a few extra elements to the design. Now I've placed everything approximately where I want it for this animation, just making some final touches before I'm gonna add in the animations. For the animations, I use almost the same animation on every single image. The animation I use is on scroll move, and then I just change the direction and how far the images move. It's important to also select from its design, not to its design, because we want this as the starting point, and then we want the images to move from this position. I'm changing angle, direction, and animation area based on what I think looks good for this screen size. And it can take quite a lot of tweaking till I feel like it's exactly what I had in mind. And I make sure to publish and view it as a live website, not just preview it here in the Wix Studio editor. For this image, at first I wasn't really sure how to create the effect I had in mind, so I tried around a bit and then decided that I'm gonna hide this image behind one of the larger coffee beans and have it appear at the same time as the coffee package moves. I went with the effect expand on scroll, and actually on this one I picked to its design because I felt like it was a little bit easier to manage. And as usual, it takes quite a lot of tweaking to get it exactly as I want it, especially with such advanced design as this one. I could still see one of the beans poking up behind the other bean, so I just opened up the image editor and removed one of the beans. And then continue to add the same animation, move on scroll on all the other beans, and remember for these to select from its position, because we want them to move down to the coffee filter. And also add the same animation to the coffee filter, move on scroll and just straight down. Again, make sure to select from its position. Finally, I just added an entrance animation to the coffee cup, specifically reveal from top. And that's how I created this viral animated web design.